On July 17, 1894, in Charleroi, Belgium, a boy named Georges-Henri Joseph-Édouard Lemaître was born, who would later revolutionize our understanding of the universe. Lemaître was not just a brilliant physicist and mathematician, he was also an ordained Catholic priest, embodying a unique blend of scientific inquiry and spiritual contemplation that allowed him to see the cosmos in a profoundly different light. His groundbreaking work, initially met with skepticism, laid the foundation for what we now know as the Big Bang Theory, a cornerstone of modern cosmology. Lemaître's early life was marked by both academic promise and the harsh realities of war. He began studying civil engineering at the Catholic University of Louvain in 1911, but his education was interrupted by the outbreak of World War I in 1914. Lemaître volunteered for the Belgian army, serving as an artillery officer and experiencing the horrors of the front lines. This period of his life deeply impacted him, leading him to pursue a path that reconciled his intellectual curiosity with a deeper spiritual calling. After the war, Lemaître returned to his studies, shifting his focus to mathematics and physics. He earned his doctorate in 1920 and was ordained a priest in 1923. His dual vocations were not seen as conflicting, but rather as complementary avenues for understanding the universe. He continued his scientific pursuits, undertaking postgraduate studies at the University of Cambridge, where he worked with the eminent astrophysicist Arthur Eddington, who introduced him to the burgeoning field of modern cosmology. Lemaître then spent time in the United States, at Harvard College Observatory and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, further honing his astronomical and mathematical skills. It was in 1927 that Lemaître published his seminal paper, A Homogeneous Universe of Constant Mass and Increasing Radius Accounting for the Radial Velocity of Extragalactic Nebulae, in an obscure Belgian journal. In this paper, he independently derived solutions to Einstein's equations of general relativity that described an expanding universe. Crucially, he also combined these mathematical derivations with existing astronomical observations, particularly the redshift measurements of distant galaxies by Vestos Leifer. Lemaître was the first to propose that the observed recession of galaxies was not merely a random motion, but rather evidence of a systematic expansion of space itself. He even predicted the linear relationship between a galaxy's distance and its recession velocity, a relationship later famously confirmed by Edwin Hubble and now known as the Hubble-Lemaître law. Lemaître's ideas were initially met with considerable resistance, even from Albert Einstein himself. Einstein, who favored a static universe, famously told Lemaître, "Your calculations are correct, but your physics is abominable." However, as more observational evidence accumulated, particularly Hubble's work in the late 1920s, the scientific community began to take Lemaître's concept of an expanding universe seriously. In 1931, Lemaître took his theory a step further, proposing what he called the hypothesis of the primeval atom, or the cosmic egg. This radical idea suggested that the entire universe originated from a single, extremely dense and hot point, which then expanded and evolved into the universe we see today. This was the foundational concept of the Big Bang Theory, a term ironically coined much later by Fred Hoyle, a proponent of the rival steady-state theory, in an effort to ridicule Lemaître's idea. Throughout his life, Lemaître remained a devoted academic and priest. He became a full professor at the Catholic University of Louvain in 1927 and served as the president of the Pontifical Academy of Sciences from 1960 until his death. He continued to contribute to astrophysics, even delving into early forms of computational physics. Georges Lemaître passed away on June 20, 1966, shortly after the discovery of the cosmic microwave background (CMB) radiation, which provided strong observational evidence for the Big Bang Theory. The CMB, a faint afterglow of the universe's early hot state, was a crucial validation of Lemaître's primeval atom concept. Today, Lemaître is rightfully recognized as one of the most influential figures in the history of cosmology. His intellectual courage in proposing a universe with a definitive beginning, a concept that harmonized with his religious beliefs yet was rigorously grounded in scientific principles, forever changed our understanding of the cosmos. His legacy continues to inspire scientists and reminds us of the profound insights that can emerge from the intersection of different modes of thought.